Initiating transmission. Now transmitting to 47 FM.
Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Two Dudes and a Room. Oscar, you know, I never thought we'd get this far, and I just wanted to ask you something.
I thought we would.
Okay. Well, I just want to ask you a question here.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Do you like origami? Just answer honestly. It's not a trick question.
No, it is a trick question.
No, actually, it's not what you expect. Trust me. Do you like origami?
Against my better judgment, yes, I do like origami.
I don't. But all these other podcasters must, because they are folding around us.
Yeah, Nathan, I know we talked about that in a meeting. Like, why don't you just let the comedy be my thing, and then
Cool, like,
you can handle like
folding.
all technology-based questions and stuff like that.
But
But
you gotta
like,
admit
just
you
for
gotta
the
admit there was
funnies
something
and the
there. There was something
hoo-hoos and
there.
ha-has, just leave that to me,
Okay,
bud.
I'm just saying, you know there was something there. Like, obviously there was something there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get what I was going for. You get
I understand.
like,
I understand the structure
must-
of the.
They all do, because they... Can I try it again? Can I just
Okay,
try
yeah,
it?
try it again. Try it again.
Oscar, do you like origami?
Yeah, man, I like origami.
Well, I don't think you like origami as much as all these other podcasters. You know
Why is
what?
that?
Because, man, they're folding around us constantly. I don't know how to
Yeah,
make
see,
it work.
it just
I don't know how to make
doesn't
work.
feel
It just-
right. I
but you-
don't think that. I don't think that'll work,
but
man.
I feel like it's a good joke.
It's
They're folding. They're always folding. They must, because they fold. They sure know how to fold. Oh, that's a better one. That's better. That's better, right?
That
they
is,
sure
that is.
know how to fold.
that is.
Maybe I should... Okay, I got one. Maybe I should have these other YouTubers teach me origami, because they sure fucking know how to fold. That's better.
Yeah, man. I just think that this,
We
your
should-
delivery
should
is.
we just box
here?
this one
No,
up
no.
for now?
Here, I got you.
All right.
Hey, Nathan. I feel like we're like the farmers of the industry.
The farmers?
Yeah,
What makes you say that, Oscar?
because we're outstanding in our field. Bam. See that one's better. That one's better because it's kind of like a hype on to us. You know, we don't have to put others down in order to feel better about ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, Oscar had a pretty good idea today for for what we're going to go over, and I figured it would only be right for you to explain to the people, you know, what we're doing today.
Yeah. So while we were traveling last week, and we met some people who were having this argument, and by people I mean beings based on math equations. So they were like living quadratic equations. So they were having an argument about which one of them.
Very argumentative.
Yeah, math isn't fun, no matter what dimension it's in. So these fourth dimensional beings were having an argument, and we had to kind of moderate for them. And there was a point to where I remembered that back in our time, they used to have this thing on Reddit called "Am I the Asshole?" And so it just got me feeling really nostalgic. And so we wanted to try that out and answer a couple of the questions that they have on there and see if we can help out that situation with our form of advice. And, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it turns out you can actually go back in time and check out.
Well,
old
I mean,
Reddit
Reddit
posts.
still exists now.
Yeah,
And-
but they have an archive. They have an archive.
Yeah, and
of
there's
stuff
like a
from
huge
thousands of
archive.
years
Yeah,
ago.
it really goes to show that no matter what you put on the internet, that shit stays on there literally forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So think about that next time you
Yeah,
post a weird selfie on Instagram and don't delete it. Because I know a couple people who
yeah, exactly.
you know who you are.
We don't have to name names,
No, you're right. You're right. That would be
right, Bob? Anyway, we'll go ahead and look up some of these questions, and we'll get rolling here.
All right, Oscar, can you pull those up on the hologram display?
Yeah, sure. It just takes a while for me to do the little.
Man, dude, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I did say to start
Yeah.
up the hologram display before the show because you know it takes a while for it to spool up, and this is part of us getting ready. Like,
Yeah, well, Uchu was kind of being weird. She's kind of been distant lately. I don't know what's going on with her.
yeah, she's been pissed.
Yeah.
Well, I actually went in there and fucked with her drive, so I think that's
Excuse me?
Well, she needed some maintenance, so I went into the server room and I fucked with her drive.
Man.
I fucked with her drive.
It gets lonely out in space, ladies and gentlemen.
No, like I fucked with it.
Right.
Like I tampered.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, just get on to the question, all right? Just
All right.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Man, I always forget how big this hologram is.
Yeah.
Pause. All right, let's see here. Can you turn the brightness down, please?
No, I needed to see.
Oh my god, dude, your brightness on everything is always maxed out.
I have
Whatever.
very poor eyes. You can blame my parents for that one.
Yeah, all right. Look. All right. So the first question is, let's see here. Am I the asshole for accusing my mother-in-law of emotional incest?
Wow.
Which is a big word. That's a powerful word.
Yeah.
Can't just sling that word around.
Right.
So let's see here. So the original poster is a 30-year-old female, and her husband is 31. She says, "These signs were not present prior to my husband and I finding out we were pregnant in December of last year. I've been a part of this family for 6 years, and my mother-in-law was never weird to my husband. It's like as soon as she found out I was pregnant, her behavior shifted. He has 3 siblings. He's the youngest, and she doesn't act like this with any of her other kids. Anyways, shortly after announcing the pregnancy, she starts showering my husband with gifts. Jewelry, money, literal romance cards, saying, 'You won't be able to buy yourself anything for a while, so I want to make sure you're spoiled.' Started talking about our bedroom life or how we got pregnant. Well, clearly you like bending people over."
Jesus.
Wow.
That's a direct quote too.
That's a direct quote, which is also in parentheses.
Ugh.
That went from like level 3 to like 7 real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Started calling him baby daddy. Oof. Oof. But it was never an excitement over her being a grandmother. She told everyone she was indifferent about the pregnancy. All her other kids have several children, but my mother-in-law is acting weird about our baby, not her other kids' babies. Anyways, she shows up in, what is that, Oscar? LD? What does that mean? She shows up in L/D?
Labor and delivery?
Thank you. She shows up in labor and delivery, and tried making my husband sit on the couch with her while I was having contractions because she needed to make sure he was good.
Oh, man.
And I watched her, here we go. I watched her rub, squeeze his inner thighs multiple times.
Yo.
Every time she did, he immediately moved away from her, and you could tell it was bothering him, but he didn't say anything. Man. Fast forward to 2 days ago. She comes by, unannounced per usual, and when she shows up, she immediately smacks my husband's ass, which is completely out of character for her. He says, "What the fuck, Mom?" And she laughs and says, "What?" Then he was sitting and holding the baby, and she came up behind him and started hugging him from behind with her full body pressed to him and said, "She looks just like us."
Yo, what? Dog, I don't know about this one.
Him and his mom look nothing alike. He just kind of looked at her and then looked at me without thinking. I said, "Hey, mother-in-law, have you ever heard of emotional incest? If not, maybe look it up and correct your behavior, because if this continues, you won't be allowed back here. I don't want her near my kid if she's acting this weird. She makes me uncomfortable." My husband immediately shoots me a look. She plays dumb, ends up leaving 10 minutes later. My husband won't talk to me about it at all, literally refuses. Am I the asshole? Real quick, before we get into this, it looks like there was an edit that happened after the post, where the poster says, "By the way, I have talked to my husband about it at least twice, and I told him I was going to say something if he didn't. That was months ago, prior to having the baby. He obviously didn't think I was serious. I don't want this behavior around my child at all, and at the end of the day, she's being weirdly sexual towards my husband, and if he won't defend himself, I will." So, is the poster an asshole?
Okay, I'm gonna say no. I would say before there's a little bit of a gray area. It's really bad what's going on here, but I would say before
this is fucked up.
Yeah, before the edit, I would say she was a bit of an asshole because she didn't talk to her husband prior to just saying, just calling out her mom.
Yes.
Or calling out his mother. And I feel like but obviously the edit at the end kind of saved it for me because apparently she has talked to him about it before, and
At least twice.
Yeah, he obviously didn't do anything to stop it,
And she said
or
she was
mention
going to
it.
say something if he didn't. Like,
Yes.
she warned him.
Yep. And I totally understand because that's just I don't know, man. That is so weird.
I definitely think, okay, look, I'm going to say this. I've never been in this situation.
No.
I cannot imagine the emotions going on in this woman's head when she watches her mother-in-law do this to her husband. So it is easy. It is easy for me to say what I'm about to say, and probably very difficult for her to do. But I do agree with you, Oscar, that even if she did say she was going to say something, she did, the first time anybody said anything about it was, hey, what you're doing is incest, is emotional incest, which is, a pretty big term.
It's very charged.
Yes.
It's a very charged term.
And then the next thing that was said is, if you don't fix this, you cannot see your son or grandchild anymore.
Yeah.
So that's pretty extreme. And she's not wrong for putting that boundary there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel
think
like
the
it could
reason
have been a sit down conversation.
which is why I think she made this post, right?
Right.
Because she felt like the way she handled the situation could have been better. Mm-hmm. But do we think that she's in the wrong for setting that boundary? Fuck no. Obviously, what that mother-in-law is doing is, dude, that's weird, right? Like,
that is.
At first, I was like, the poster is
Moms
like
are-
reading into
yeah.
this, like moms are protective, and
Yeah.
maybe she just misses being a mom, and so she's kind of,
Yeah, talking about like bedroom stuff.
Yeah, the
With-
smacking his ass.
Yeah, or like, you like to bend people over. Like, that's... Man, I can't even... I have secondhand embarrassment, like, through a computer screen. I can't even imagine what it would have been like being in the room for that.
Yeah, that is yeah.
Oof. But I definitely think that we'll say for this one, you're okay. You're okay. You're not an asshole for that. Just next time, you're close. You're on the line. Just next time, I think it'd be better to get together with your husband and your mother-in-law and like sit down and having like just a nice conversation about it rather than just like blurting it out. Although I do understand that, enough's enough at a certain point.
Yeah,
especially when you're like 30, and it's kind of weird. I think this is it's probably because he's the baby of the family that she's being like this, that she's different with him than the other kids and her other kids. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess.
Because like I feel like the baby always gets that like special treatment since they're like the last one and stuff like that, and it's like an empty nesters.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, I feel like I'm Kodak Black in 2015. Mm-hmm. Next post, please.
Yeah. So for just for.
I mean, we already said it.
Yeah, not an asshole. All right, got it. Next one up.
Okay. Am I the asshole for being frustrated that my boyfriend, who is 24, did not go with me, and the poster is 23 female, to the ER after I fell down the stairs?
Yes, this one comes to us from Down D Stairs.
Thank you, Down the Stairs, for the post.
Yep.
Recently, I had a small accident. When coming back from a walk with my boyfriend, I fell down the stairs and broke my ankle. After it happened, he asked me if I want to see the doctor or not. As I thought the pain in my ankle will eventually pass, I said no, and we went back home. 1 hour later, when my ankle became 3 times as big as it normally is, I eventually decided to go to the hospital. It was Sunday, 9 p.m., so I had no other choice than going to the emergency room. When I said to my boyfriend that I decided to go to the hospital, he just said okay and asked me how am I going to get there.
Oh my God.
No offering to go with me. He just continued to lay in bed and watch Netflix. To be fair, I did not ask if he could please come with me. I guess I was just waiting for him to offer it. When I came back home, it was 2 a.m. He woke up and we started talking. Then I asked him why he did not go with me to the ER. He said that 1, it was already pretty late. He knew it would take so long and he had to go to work on the next day. And 2, as I did not say my ankle hurts that much, he did not realize it was that serious. And 3, he asked me to go see the doctor first, but I refused. Therefore, he did not see the point of my later sudden wish of going to see the doctor when it was already late. I somehow can see his point with the third argument, but the others are just strange to me. Since the accident, he helps me in his own kind, but I cannot get rid of this feeling of being frustrated and sad that he left me alone and seemed to not care. I feel that I cannot rely on him, and that he only helps when he feels like it. I feel like I have been a little mean to him ever since, and that I am the asshole for expecting him to go to the ER with me, and that he did not. We should skip the edit. I mean, do you want to talk about the edit? Some questions asked in the comments?
Okay.
I mean, they provide clarification.
Right?
Right?
let's do it for clarification's sake.
Okay. So the first clarification she provides is 1, no, he did not drive me to the hospital whatsoever, and I took Uber. We do not have a car where we live right now. Wait, then how is he going to drive her anyway?
I think she meant like go with him for like support and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That is kind of weird though.
That's definitely a different situation.
I don't think so, but
I think that is different. Driving someone versus being there with them is definitely a different situation. I should have asked him to come with me. This one I am aware of, and this goes fully on me. Sure, he has a job where he could skip one day. Regarding the second argument, on one hand, I understand that he may have not realized that I was in pain, that it was that serious. On the other hand, I ask myself, what should I have done so that he considers it serious enough or valid to go to the ER with me? Should I have cried the whole time? I don't know, this feels strange that he kind of decides how serious my injury is. That's not the best way to phrase that, but... So, okay, I think it's weird behavior.
right.
That the boyfriend didn't even offer.
Right.
I think that's weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird. Well, first of all, I don't think that she's being an asshole for being frustrated. Do you?
No, I don't think she's an asshole because she feels like...
I think it's weird that he wouldn't even like it. Okay, it's like
he didn't even offer. If your girlfriend was in pain and said, "Hey, I need to go to the doctor. I need to go to the emergency room."
She said that what gets me is that she said that you could see that her ankle was like 3 times as big as it normally was. So
she didn't say if he could see that.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming that's on me, but I assume when she looked, if somebody was like, "Oh, my ankle, look at my ankle," do you think that looks weird?
If I saw my girlfriend's ankle that was in pain, like, okay, let's hold on. I feel like we're missing something. She fell down the stairs on a walk. And broke her ankle. After she fell down, he asked if I wanted to see the doctor or not. So after that happened, honestly, I would be on red alert. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Like, I would have already had a thing in my head, like, if I'm with my girlfriend and she falls down the fucking stairs,
yeah,
and then her ankles, she's complaining about her ankle hurting,
yeah,
I'm like, But she said, no, I don't want to go to the doctor. I would have definitely asked some more questions, right?
Especially if I brought up that she should go to the doctor, and then later on she's like, I want to go to the doctor. I think I would go with her to just make sure everything's okay, and so I can know what's going on. But
he says his argument was, he asked me to go see the doctor first, but I refused. Therefore, he did not see my point of my later sudden wish of going to see the doctor when it was on the way. That makes zero sense to me.
Yeah,
if
because
you know
it can
anything
get worse.
about how, exactly. So, my issue with this dude is that in all of these situations, he literally did the bare minimum.
Right.
Even when she fell down the stairs, look what she writes. He was like, "Okay, imagine doing this. You're going on a walk with your girlfriend, right?
Right.
She falls down the fucking stairs right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You go down to her and you go, do you need to see the doctor?"
Well, I'm not. I don't want to, because she just didn't add like. Maybe he said like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, how does it feel? Blah blah." And like, do you need to go to the doctor? You know what I'm saying? She may not have put all the.
What she did say is that after it happened, he asked me if I want to see the doctor or not. And then the girlfriend said no, and then they went back home. Mm-hmm. Dude, I would have been like, "Are you sure?"
She was probably like limping and shit on the way home too.
I would have been like, "Are you sure?" Or at least like, are you sure? Why? How come? Why not? Is it not that bad? You think you're going to be okay? And maybe she would have said, I'm in pain, but it will probably pass. Then I would have been like, all right, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
Like, but my point is, he didn't ask from this post. They just went back home. Like,
right.
She's not suggesting that she really strong armed him and was like, no. You
right.
know? So, and let's talk about the fact that 1 hour later is when she decided to go to the ER.
Right.
1 hour later. So remember that she didn't have this like moment, like, you know, deep into the night. It was literally 60 minutes later. She was like, yeah, I can't deal with this. I need to go. You know? I feel like that would be like, that doesn't make sense to me why he would assume that her third argument of, well, I already asked you to go and you didn't. Now why do you? You know what I'm saying?
It just really seems to me, I definitely don't think.
I think he just wanted to go to sleep.
True, which it's 9 o'clock. Like, and I understand that like a lot of people
have work.
You know, you have work and stuff like that.
He's
but
24.
Like, yes. Yeah.
You know he's not tired.
Right.
You know, unless he wakes up at like 5 a.m.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't
he's
know.
not tired.
I don't know when he wakes up or any of that. So I can't say.
I know when I was 24 at 9 a.m. wasn't shit. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
9 a.m.
or 9 p.m.
Shit. I'm sorry. 9 p.m. Yes.
But I think that because even when she comes back at 2 a.m., he wakes up and talks to her and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of like, I would even feel bad. I don't know. I think that, he's just not showing a lot of compassion here.
Yeah, I think he just didn't feel like putting himself through that. Maybe he does care about her, but he avoids situations that stress him.
Yeah.
You know, so he just avoids it, and so he avoided it.
Yeah.
This is why I say he did the bare minimum. Like,
Yeah, it
he
does
felt
seem-
socially obligated to ask if she needed to see the doctor.
Yeah.
And then when she said no, he just left it. He was like, cool,
Right.
cool.
And especially like, okay, but think about it like this. Also, knowing that they don't have a car. This is a big one I just thought about. They don't have a car.
Yeah.
You're sending her with a broken ankle or a fucked up ankle.
Maybe he didn't want to pay for Uber.
But no, they already paid for the Uber. You can get two people in one Uber and it still costs the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you're sending her into an Uber into a hospital where she can like with a fucked up ankle where she has trouble walking and shit like that. And you're just saying like figure it out on your own. Like you don't have she doesn't have like a crutch or anything, you know? So she's just supposed to hobble into a hospital by herself.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's what I'm
wait
saying.
there for hours.
Like,
you know what I'm
just
saying?
Help her, you know?
Yeah.
At least help her get into the fucking car.
Yeah.
He didn't even help her get into the car. He sat there and watched Netflix.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
I would at least like stand up and act urgent, you know?
And he just went to sleep. Yeah, I don't know.
I would have at least like stood up and been like, "Oh, are you okay?" You know, I wouldn't have just like sat there and like clearly I don't give a fuck. One thing I will say against her is she says, when I said to my boyfriend that I decided to go to the hospital, he just said okay and asked me, "How are you going to get there?" And then she goes, "No offering to go with me." He just continued. So I feel like that was his way of saying, "How are you going to get there?" You know?
Obviously, because
That was his way of
my thought is if you don't have a car, he knew how she was going to get there because they always take Uber. Obviously,
No. I'm saying,
or they get rides from friends
that's
or whatever.
exactly what I'm saying. Is that sentence? How are you going to get there? Was his way of going, "Do you want me to come with you?" That's what I'm trying to say. Like, obviously, he knows how she's going to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's going, "Well, how are you going to get there?" So she can be like, "Well, I was going to Uber. Do you want to come with me?" You know what I mean? But I'm not defending him. What I'm saying is he's putting it on her. He's putting it on her to ask for help.
Which I don't think he should.
I agree with you. I think that this is a situation where you should care about your fucking partner, right?
Right.
And you should. It's the fucking emergency room. Like that's. Can you name a more urgent situation? It's a medical emergency. Like that's the one time that you should be like. That's like your wife, like giving birth and needing to go to the doctor, and you're like, "Well, how are you going to get there?" "All right, you can Uber."
Yeah.
Like fucking go with her. You know,
Right.
like it. You know, obviously that's more extreme, but
Yeah. I
definitely don't think she's the because
No.
her question is important. She says, "Am I the asshole for being frustrated?"
Yeah.
No,
No.
absolutely
not.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. You're not crazy on
She had
this
to
one.
hobble into the fucking Uber herself. That's
Yep.
crazy, you know?
Yep.
What do the comments say?
Let's scroll down.
Let's see here.
Don't downvote the asshole. Don't you do it.
Yeah.
Um.
They're all saying not the asshole.
Yeah. Not the asshole.
Immediately after the accident, you were running on adrenaline. In time, that wore off and the pain hit you. Not knowing where you live, you could have gone anyway. But once you said it hurt and is serious, he should have helped. I was going to say ESH, I don't know, right up until his third excuse, which was you said you wanted to go to the doctor earlier. You said no. Yes, you should have just flat out asked him to take you to the hospital. Even in a relationship, sometimes you still have to point out what should be obvious to most. However, communication should happen regardless. But then he had to say the third thing. You changed your mind. Are you fucking serious? Your ankle literally swole to 3 times its size,
Yep.
and the pain hit after the adrenaline that was released from the initial injury was wearing off, and he says that? If your partner says, hey, I need to go to the hospital, it's worse than I or we thought, his first response should have been, are you okay? Let's go get you looked at. Not tell you, oh, you changed your mind and it was late.
Yeah.
If that's his default response to any situation like that, his factory setting is asshole.
Yeah. That's how I kind of feel. I feel like that dude is an asshole because like
Yeah.
why this commenter put it perfectly, like you changed your fucking mind? What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You said it didn't hurt. Now it hurts? What's going on?
You said your wrist didn't hurt and now it does. It's like, go fuck yourself.
You're lying to me.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's definitely not an asshole.
Yeah. No, for sure. All right, let's get this
Pretty fucked up though.
yeah, this next one up. And this one's gonna be a doozy.
Man. So, yeah, I'm just gonna read it. Fuck it, right? So this is the last one for today. Am I the asshole for telling my dad to stop having sex so loud with kids around? The poster is a 25-year-old male. His dad is 52. The poster's girlfriend is his age.
No, okay, it's his girlfriend. I thought the dad's girlfriend was 25.
Okay.
It kind of looks, and I'm reading a little bit.
No. It says my girlfriend is 6 years and our kids.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Anyway.
all right.
So the main poster is 25 because I was looking for that too.
Yeah, I was like,
I was like, hold on a second.
Damn, bro.
The main poster is 25. His girlfriend is 25. They have one five-year-old girl and one one-year-old boy. And his dad, the poster's dad, is 52 years old. I live with my dad. I live with dad with girlfriend and kids. He will always bring a new girl during the day when the kids are mostly up and would be making a lot of noises. I have asked him to wait until the kids are asleep, or at least when they're at school. However, he would get upset and say, it's my house, or get the fuck out then. Classic supportive dad
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I will definitely be taking him up on those words and get myself an apartment, especially for the kids. I'm not trying to be rude. Yes, it's his house, but I pay the biggest bill, and the kids are smart enough and imitate the sounds. He says, I appreciate your perspectives on my story and sorry for not being more clear about my situation. My girlfriend of 6 years and our kids are only living with me at my father's place because I told her to move in with me and my father had no problem with this. I do have a job and I have 2 kids. I do provide for myself and my family and I do contribute to the household. So I'm not mooching off of my father. I've literally received no help, monetary or physically, since I finished high school, and I am working on getting my family out of here. We are from the Caribbean. Oh shit, that's cool. And getting an apartment isn't that quick and easy, but I'm working on it. I get that it's his house, but asking him to wait until my children are asleep or at school for him to do the deed was only a request and not a demand. But yes, at the end of the day, it is his house and he can do whatever. So my family and I would definitely be moving out soon. So real quick, I want to let you know, Oscar, I don't know if you know this, but living with your parents is a common thing in certain Caribbean countries.
Right.
Living with your parents to a certain age is a pretty common thing. There's sort of this like
Yeah.
idea of the family working together.
Shit, it's a common thing here.
Yes, but it's not the same.
Right.
When that happens here, there's sort of like this air that you're kind of behind
Right.
or that you're not taking care of yourself. I'm telling you, it's not the same thing there.
Yeah.
It's normal to live in the same house as your family for a long time. And it's not considered as you behind. Like
Yeah.
multiple people will pitch in together and buy each other things and
Right.
stuff. So I just want to say that to you and to anyone who's listening, that that's like normal there. But I'm pretty sure we all got what kind of dad this was when he goes, "It's my house. Why don't you get the fuck out?"
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that pretty much sums it up.
I mean, I don't even know. He has to be doing this on purpose, right?
He
I feel-
might.
I feel like
I didn't
it.
even think about that. Like
I feel like
like
this
he's
is
try- he- like he's trying to
100% on
get the kid
purpose thing.
out.
Because if you're okay, think about what's going on here. I'm assuming this is happening in the U.S. because he says we're from the Caribbean.
no,
Or
this is happening in the Caribbean. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I said that thing I said to you. I said that to you because this is all happening in the Caribbean.
okay,
Why would he be from the Caribbean and talking to his dad and not in the Caribbean? If he's from the Caribbean, his
well,
dad's
yeah,
from
because
the Caribbean.
they bring over that culture still. I'm sorry for assuming.
I mean,
but even if
maybe.
even if they're not,
It says we are from the Caribbean and getting an apartment isn't that quick and easy. That's why I
Yeah.
think they live there. He's saying getting an apartment in the Caribbean isn't quick and easy.
Sure. My that's aside from the point. The only reason I was saying that is because I don't know how schools in the Caribbean work, but I assume that they go for like the same amount of time as kids from the U.S., like from 8 a.m. to like 2,
Sure.
2 or 3 or whatever, right? And so there's like a large stretch of time to where like the kids are not in the house. And for this to
True.
be consistently happening when they are,
Also, one of the kids is 5 and the other one is 1.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to sleep
or
early.
no, not. Oh, is it 1? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to sleep early.
Right.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's pretty normal to have sex at night.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I think it's
maybe
a purpose.
past like
Yeah.
9 p.m., which is probably their bedtime.
Yeah. That's why I think it's like a purposeful thing. Like he's doing this on purpose to like try and force them out or something
Honestly,
like that.
that would not surprise me.
Yeah.
That would not surprise me. But that is, and that makes sense, right? Because then when the son asks about it, that's what the dad wants, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, now's my chance. And he says,
Get out.
Why don't you get the fuck out then?
Yeah.
You know? And it's working.
Right.
Because the son's obviously like trying to move out.
Yeah.
I wish there was some.
That's why I think that I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I like you said. I don't think we just don't have enough information about
It's
whether
not a lot
they're
of,
in
this is the smallest post. There's not a lot of context.
whether there's they're in the U.S. or not.
Yeah.
Because it seems like this dude wants him out the house. So what am I going to do? I'm going to bring my girlfriends back, and
He says. Remember, he did say that his father had no problem when he asked to do it.
Yeah.
So maybe he hated it after he offered it. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe because like I can assume that like having because I have little brothers and sisters, and like a 5-year-old is loud. Same with a 1-year-old. Probably crying in the middle of the night and stuff like that. And yeah. So
Now we know that.
but that's like I don't know. That's your grandkids.
We know that the son has been living at the father's house since he got out of high school. So he has been living at the father's house for 7 years, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And he also says, I told that the girlfriend is of a 6-year relationship. So he basically has been with his girlfriend ever since he graduated high school because
Right.
he's 25. And then he says, they're only living with me at my father's place because I told her to move in with me and my father had no problem with this.
Right.
So it's possible that they have been living there for 6 years.
Right.
Assuming that because they have a 5-year-old kid, you can
Yeah.
maybe make the assumption that
I would like
You
to
know, she's
know
only
more
been living there.
information about this because
Right.
I would like to know like when this started. Like, has he always been like this, and you knew that, and you brought your kids and girlfriend there anyway, or is it something that just started happening out of the blue? Which it makes me kind of feel like it's a more recent thing.
I definitely don't think it's a recent thing because they have a kid that's 5 years old. Where is that kid going to live?
With the girlfriend.
Why do you assume that?
Well, the girlfriend obviously didn't. I'm just saying the girlfriend didn't live with the dad, or didn't live with them until.
You don't know that.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of.
My girlfriend of 6 years and our kids are only living with me at my father's place because I told her to move in with me, and my father had no problem with this. I think that it happened basically as soon as they had the first kid. That's what I think. That's what I think. Now, it might have happened a year after, but I definitely don't think that they've only been doing this for like a year. I think this is at least 4 years.
No, I'm saying, when did the sex during the day start?
Oh, that he doesn't really. He says.
That's what I'm saying.
He will always bring a new girl during the day. Yeah, it's probably recent.
Yeah,
maybe like within the last year, right?
So I definitely don't think this dude is an asshole, because this is that's kind of like
yeah.
No,
his dad is handling. If that's what his dad wants, he's handling it in a shitty way. If it's not, his dad's just a fucking asshole anyway, because he's just like, fuck you, don't care what you think, it's my house.
Yeah, I don't care about the kids and whatever. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I don't know. That's what do the comments say? I want to see if anyone.
That is true.
I want to see if he clarifies anything. They're all pretty condemning. Not the asshole. What kind of person does your dad think he is? No kid wants to hear their parents doing it. Not the asshole for the request. It's shocking seeing how many kids imitate sexual sounds, words, and gestures in public. This is a concern for the kids and for you. It sounds like your dad relies on you financially. Please do get you and your family out as soon as you can. You need to move out. This is not your house, so you can't make the rules. Your dad is also gross. Move out. Yeah. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about. People from America or from other countries don't realize that this is how it works in Caribbean countries. So when they hear that someone's 25 and has kids and is living with their parents, they think of an American that's 25 and has kids and is living with their parents, and it's not the same thing. So they're like, Jesus, dude, you're both 25. You've been adults for 7 years. Stop popping out kids and focus on paying your own way like a grown-up. Because they don't realize that it's a different culture. But no, I get it. His dad's being an asshole about it, for sure. I'll say this. If he didn't want the kid to be there, he probably should have said he didn't like it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, yeah, it's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Because I imagine this dude lived with his dad all throughout high school, all throughout his life, and like if his dad was doing this on a daily basis, like he knew what he was bringing his kids into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it started after his girlfriend and kids moved in as like a tactic to get them out.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Without moving the mouse or scrolling, would you mind looking at the bottom right of the Reddit screen and reading that?
Oh.
Now, I don't know if we can say that. That's why I didn't have you read it out loud. I didn't say it out loud because I don't know if that's appropriate.
Yo, why are so many of these? What is?
I don't know. For the people listening, we're looking at the related posts on the right side of Reddit.
Yeah.
And there are some very fucked up.
Okay, I think we should say it's a bodily function, like, and people might have a morbid curiosity about it, and like now that we've made it a
thing, the show is intended for mature audiences.
Yeah, listen, if you are riding in a car with children while you're listening to this, or like playing this out loud, like while
In
you're
a
working
in a
or
public
something like
setting
that
where
in a
you're
public
working.
setting, you may want to turn this down
I would definitely
just a smidge.
put on some headphones.
Put on some headphones
or play
do
another
something.
episode. We have plenty of other episodes.
There are
all
lots of other
fire.
episodes.
Yep.
But I just gotta.
I need to know. I need
just,
to know.
I just need to know. Do you want to handle this one?
Just click it. So
Okay.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy. All right, you've been warned. Okay, you've been warned.
Oh,
Again,
it's
if you're in a public
it's
setting or
pretty
if you're
long,
with kids,
too. Oh
definitely mute or put on headphones. Okay.
man. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Here we go. So, I'm just imagining someone running to their Bluetooth speaker right now, and we're not giving them enough time to shut it off.
All
or
right.
something.
You got 5 more seconds. 5.
If you play our show on a Bluetooth speaker, what are you doing? Unless you're alone.
No. Play that shit on a Bluetooth speaker. But I'm just saying, for like right now, for the next.
This isn't the time.
Yeah, this is not the time.
You don't want people hearing what you're listening to.
Listen
right
how
now.
you want to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is not the time to be doing that. Oscar, you hit tab, and so there you go.
There you go.
He almost fucked up the hologram display. All right. So here it is, fellas.
And this, I think this one's for the ladies.
Yes, it is. Ironically,
Go ahead, man.
am I the asshole for making my partner's daughter use my period underwear? My partner and I live together, and his daughters, his daughters. Oh, his daughters, Oscar. You get that?
My partner's daughters.
No.
My partner's daughter. Yeah, that's I
No.
got that.
My part.
It's
Yeah.
their-
oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
their daughter.
It's
Yeah.
their daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you
but
think it was?
Well, from the title of the post, I thought it was she was just saying her daughter, but she was including her partner in it. I don't know. That didn't click for me until I read that sentence.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Maybe I'm slow on the uptake there.
Right.
Anyway, my partner and I live together, and his daughters, Leah, who's 11, female, and Rachel, who's also a female and is 8 years old, were staying with us. It was school holidays a few weeks ago in our country. I work from home, so the girls were with me during the day. During the school holidays, Leah got her first period. But the problem was, we didn't have pads at home. We have tampons for guests, and I use a menstrual cup period underwear. I didn't think getting Leah to use tampons right away was a good idea. It was her first period, she's still young, and I also felt like it would be overstepping if I taught Leah how to use a tampon without permission from her parents. My partner was in a meeting, so his phone was on Do Not Disturb, and he didn't see my call or message until a few hours later. I don't have their mom's contact. That's a weird one. This led to
That's actually not as weird as he.
I mean, at least for emergencies, though, right? Like, whatever. This led to another problem. In our country, you can't leave kids alone until they're 14. I don't have a car, and I don't feel comfortable taking the 2 kids anywhere on public transport without their parents being aware, especially when one of them bled through their pants. In that situation, I decided to let Leah use my period underwear. It was a little big for her, but it was thoroughly cleaned and dried. Okay, not sure if relevant, but I've only used the underwear one time. I'm on birth control and got my period less than once a year. Get my period less than once a year. I thought this was the best solution until my partner picks up some pads on his way home. Aside from assuring Leah that the bleeding was normal, I waited for my partner to get home and discuss with his ex-wife how to give Leah the period talk. My partner has no issues with how I handled it, but his ex-wife, on the other hand, did not react well at all. She said I treated Leah like a second-class citizen because I gave her my used underwear, and she wants to change the current custody arrangement from 50-50 to 90-10 because my presence would harm the girls.
Yeah.
She also said the fact that we didn't keep pads at home shows that we are unequipped to parent the girls. My partner has my back. He said he would have done exactly what I did and continues to defend me, but I see that he is heartbroken. His ex-wife has engaged her lawyer, and he's engaged his lawyer too, but he is scared that he will lose custody of his daughters, or that this would affect his relationship with his daughters. But was I the asshole? Was giving Leah my underwear inappropriate? Open to your thoughts. I would like to learn from this so I can be a better step-parent figure to the girls.
There's an update too.
Lots of you asked why I don't have the ex's number. I did. There's only been a handful of times my partner left the girls alone with me. The girls don't live in our house. Partner and ex rents house just for the girls, and they switch living at the girls' house every week. The girls were here because I can look after them during school holidays instead of sending them to a holiday club. It's just never occurred to us I might need to contact the ex directly. Also, the ex and I never get along because there's a big age gap between me and my partner. I met my partner in my mid-20s. He was in his late 30s, and it's been a few years, but the ex still isn't comfortable with the age gap. She called me a gold digger, broke a papier-mâché bedside table I spent a month making for the girls, broke my violin strings the day of a concert I was performing at, all within the first month of meeting me. It got better for a while. We were cordial and respectful in front of the kids, but after an incident I mentioned in the comments, it declined again. If I wore a hoodie at home, for example, she'd ask my partner, "Are you sure she's old enough to take care of our girls?" I've always kept my distance, but I think the age gap is potentially what has made her wanted full custody the whole time.
Yeah, I think that. Well, first of all, I don't think that the person is an asshole. Man, we're finding a lot of those today. But I think that
I think it's true that a person who's actually an asshole probably doesn't even think about it enough to go on a forum post and ask other people if they're an asshole. You know, I think if you are that self-analytical that you want to know from what others think, you're probably not an asshole.
I think that a majority of posts are like that, but I think there are some that can be asshole-ish.
Yeah, for
but,
sure.
I think that what is happening here is a case of like a scorned ex just trying to get one over on the husband.
Yeah,
and using like any excuse to do so. Because
also, she doesn't like his new partner. She thinks that
she just doesn't like her.
She doesn't like the age gap, and she also thinks that she's too young to take care of her daughters. Which I understand having that apprehension. Handling it the way she has handled it, I don't agree with.
Yeah, no, this is this just really I
Just
see it as immature.
Situation. Yeah,
but yeah, because you're just mad that he found someone else and that they're taking care of your kids or whatever. But obviously, nothing she did was anything to harm the girl.
They didn't have any pads at the place.
Yeah,
right. I mean, she said that she went through all the options. She tried to call the husband or the partner. She tried to she thought about putting the kid on the bus, but they can't be alone. Didn't feel comfortable taking her, because you're taking someone's kids.
Yeah.
Come on, you're going to go with me on a bus ride like that. I get it.
Yeah.
And she also said that she had only used this particular underwear a single time. It was thoroughly cleaned. It was completely safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that was the only option that she really had available to her.
Right.
Now, should she have pads at the place? I guess she decided after this. She probably decided she should.
But it's just
I don't think
something that you don't think about, and especially for someone who doesn't get her period very often. I guess that could be something that you just don't think about on a daily basis. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think that it was certainly an overreact. We can say it was an overreaction on the part of the mother of the kids. I would say. And I don't think that this woman is an asshole. It's just an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, the partner should have responded to his messages. To be honest,
true.
He should have checked.
But
his phone.
I mean, even if he did, when they talked to the ex about it, this would have still happened. There was no getting around this. No matter. I feel like
I would say it would be a slightly different situation if the husband checked his messages and then agreed that was the solution over text. The situation might be different because.
But he agrees with her anyway.
Well, yes, he does agree with her anyway. But the conversation that the ex is having is, well, is this woman safe around the kids because she came up with that solution and did it?
Right.
Whereas the question would be, fuck both of you for agreeing to do this. That's not okay. And it wouldn't put so much pressure on his current partner. You get what I'm saying?
True.
If they texted him, were like, oh, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. They were together on it, then the conversation would be different. So if he had checked his messages, then that might have helped the situation is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So as I'm interested in this question actually, because I don't know, I have sisters, but I don't talk to them about stuff like this and stuff like, things like that. But I was kind of interested in the whole like not using a tampon thing because of like learning how to use it or whatnot. I was like,
I don't know the logic behind she's not ready yet because she's so young.
Exactly. I didn't know that there was like an age requirement to use a tampon. So
Although I kind of am averse to asking people to comment about that because I
Right.
don't want people going to this episode and seeing in the comments that there's like,
Well, I mean, it's not that I don't think it's that big a deal, but like I was just curious that like what's the
I don't
what's the
think
big
it's
deal?
a big deal, but like it would be the only episode that has like comments where people are going to be like, "Oh shit!" Like, damn, they talked about what the fuck did they talk about in this
Yeah.
episode? You know what I mean?
True.
But yeah, man, that's she's definitely not the asshole. Dude,
No.
you know.
No, and I don't think that yeah, that's just I think that's just a shitty ex that that dude has. Because like she literally did her best, and it obviously wasn't to hurt the girl, and like nobody got injured, or I don't know. She wasn't treated like a second class citizen. Yeah, she's just overreacting here. The ex is.
Yeah, I agree with you, and
And then to
obviously-
try and get in, yeah, I think it's just a ploy to try and get the custody.
Yeah, that's possible too. And honestly, you can tell from the additional context she provided that this ex is
Yeah,
has been doing a lot of stuff like
breaking shit and
breaking
stuff like
shit.
yeah.
That,
I don't know. It's just
you know,
immature.
breaking violence.
How old is the?
Can we talk about? She doesn't say.
She doesn't say how old
but,
the
but
partner,
she says that
partner is.
but she says that her partner is
In the mid-40s.
in his late 30s, not mid
Or
40s.
not mid 40s, but early,
Late
almost
30s.
yeah, late 30s.
Right. So his ex is probably around a similar age, especially
Right.
if she's making comments about the age gap. She probably doesn't have an age gap as much of one. Also, that's crazy. Can you scroll down to the bottom?
All right, sure.
That's crazy right here that she says she broke my violin strings the day of a concert I was performing at.
Yeah, that's oof. So I didn't understand their living arrangement. Do they share a house and they just switch places?
The girls don't live in our house. Partner and ex
Rents a house
just for the girls, and they switch living at the girls' house every
Okay.
week.
I see.
The girls
That's
were
weird.
here at the new partner's house because she can look after them during the school holidays.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's yeah. That certainly is a situation.
yeah, but not the asshole.
No.
You're not the asshole there. You did what you could. You did what you could.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You do what you can.
yeah.
But yeah, man.
You know,
I'm
that
not-
makes me wonder. That makes me wonder times where I feel like I've been the asshole, or like,
Yeah, just throw that shit up on Reddit.
I'm definitely not
Make
going
an
to do
alternate
that.
account.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that. I don't like to make my personal issues public.
Yeah,
Although if
just
it's completely anonymous.
be anonymous.
Yeah, I guess if it's completely anonymous, but even then, that kind of makes me, I don't know, man. Personally, I wouldn't really do that kind of thing.
Right.
I would just go talk to my friends. Or I
Bro,
would-
there's some wild shit you can find on Reddit. Like there's like have you ever read the post about like the secrets that could like ruin my life and stuff like that? There's some.
Oh my God,
Oh
what?
no, dude.
Why would you post about that?
Well, it's anonymous. First of all, maybe.
but still, though, why are you posting about it?
There's some things on that post or on that what do they call it? Like a message chain or whatever. What do they call
Thread.
it? Thread. There you go. On that thread where people have like super bad like guilty consciences about it, and like they need to talk to someone, but you can't talk to like, you feel like you can't talk to somebody.
Why don't you talk to a mental health
So
professional
there
who
was
is
one-
required to sign a what's this called? Confidentiality agreement.
There was one.
They're actually required.
No, the one I think about when I think about like this particular thread is like there was like this guy who was like he was like 14 or something like that, and he was in his house with like his it was like his little sister. He was watching his little sisters and their dogs and stuff like that one night, and I forgot what happened. Either he like left the oven on or was smoking a cigarette or something like that, but it started a fire. And he survived, but everyone else in the house died. And they never found the cause of the fire, but he knew that he was the one who did it. And like him talking about, you know what I'm saying? It's just like something like, I can't really talk about that without seeming like
Well, you definitely can't
yeah.
talk to a mental health professional in that situation.
Yeah, because it's like you harm somebody and there's probably like an active.
I don't know the rules around that. Honestly, I'm totally uneducated on like what the laws around that are, or if there's some sort of limitations thing where like after a certain amount of years you can talk to someone.
Yeah.
I don't know how much a mental health professional or an institute that one works at is required to give to law enforcement.
Right.
I have no idea.
I know it has something to do like if you harm yourself or others, and that is
Well, that's a different thing. That's
yeah.
not if you harm yourself or others, actually. That's if they decide, in their professional opinion,
Right.
while working with you, that you are a danger to yourself or others.
I see.
That's a different situation.
Okay.
But, right, if he said it was just a fucking accident,
Yeah.
that's one thing. If he said that he was in a dark place and did it because he was in a dark place,
Right.
then the mental health professional might be able to come to that conclusion.
So my thing is that if it was like a cold case, maybe he's just saying that for the mental health professional, they don't know whether he's telling the truth or not, and they would have to turn that over to the police to investigate it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know,
want to say,
but I could see that
I
as
have
being
no
a thing.
idea.
So that's why he wouldn't want to do that, and so he just goes onto Reddit and posts it.
I mean, I can understand why he wouldn't want to talk about it with a professional or anybody for sure. He doesn't want to take the chance, right. But that's pretty fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
You know?
there's a lot of other posts on that thread. So.
I wouldn't even do that nowadays because I feel like there'd be some fucking Batman Justice motherfucker on there who would find a way to fucking dox me. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then like submit the report to the police or whatever.
Justice.
You know, and it's like
That'd be funny if Batman actually did that, like spending his nights on Reddit looking for crimes.
Yeah, and honestly, like that also begs the other question of, is that evidence admissible in court? You know, like if they were to somehow prove that he
that it was
posted
him.
that.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It'd be the same as like if a murderer were to like
The difference
post
between-
on 4chan or whatever.
No,
like,
I understand.
Hey, I did it.
But the difference between us is that I'm just not willing to go out here on a recording and say,
True.
oh, I think that would be, because I know that I don't know shit. I know that I don't know how it actually works.
Right.
And so I'm just not going to give, because what I think is fucking roll the dice. What do I feel like, you know? And oftentimes what I feel like and think is not how the law is.
Exactly.
So I just prefer to not say, but you could. I'll say that you could probably use it to build a case.
yeah.
For sure, especially if you knew that this individual was involved in that incident, right?
Right.
And then you could prove that they posted this post. Then you definitely have a case.
Right.
So, I just wouldn't do it, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. But I get it. I get what you're saying of like, how can you bear that secret? How can you walk around,
Like knowing
that
And
you
then-
killed them?
And then people will be like, I'm so sorry for your loss. And, they're always coming up to you and like, it's just a
like,
terrible
I don't
thing
wanna-
like that. Nobody could have ever knew that was going to happen. And like, they're always like reminding you,
Don't get drunk around people.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Dog, that person is going to spill the beans.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
In their life, they're not dying with that secret. There's no way. There's no way.
Right.
That's like one of those secrets that you tell on your deathbed.
Yeah.
Like at the latest.
I don't know.
At the
Man,
latest.
I would just feel terrible.
He's gonna spill the beans.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell somebody.
Right.
He's gonna tell somebody.
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy, dude.
Right. And especially as like, because he was like, I don't remember the exact post, but I remember that he was really young when it happened.
Is he the asshole?
Oh my God.
He's definitely the asshole.
Man.
He's definitely the asshole.
Yeah. I can't.
It depends on how the fire got started.
I can't even say that because I don't remember the exacts of the case.
I'll say it depends on how the fire got started. If he was being like not careful, and like being negligent,
right,
and smoked a cigarette with an open oven or some shit, then he's kind of an asshole because he fucked up and resulted in these people dying.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of on him. But if it was some thing that I guess wasn't really his fault, then it depends on fucking how the fire got started. Honestly, you're saying it was his fault.
Right.
That's what you said when you said the story.
Yeah, that's what I remember. It was he definitely said that it was like he started the fire, and the fire the fire chief and all that, they couldn't find out how it started, or like they couldn't figure out how it started. So they just said it was like an electrical fire, something went wrong, or an accident. And nobody ever found out that it was him.
Man.
And so he just has to carry that guilt for like the rest of his life.
Well,
yeah.
That sucks, but you should carry guilt for the rest of your life too if you haven't listened to all of our podcast episodes.
Or liked or subscribed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really close to 50 subscribers. And I think that once we get there, be pretty cool. 50
is
billion.
You have to drop the fucking B on them.
Yeah, because this is the
future.
The future. And
honestly, I forget that it's the future now. We've been in here so long.
Yeah, it's like R now.
Yeah. You still want to go back to the past? I was gonna ask you about that.
I mean,
I miss the fellas.
I miss the people. I miss the people. Yeah.
Miss the homies.
Yeah, but this whole hologram room to where we can like.
Can you imagine playing Smash Bros on this thing?
You can play, but the thing is you can play Smash Bros on this thing as the characters. Like it's like VR.
Why haven't we done that?
I mean, I did it.
What the fuck? Where was I?
I don't know. You were off with Uchu doing whatever you're,
Dude, I told you I had to do
cleaning
maintenance.
out her hard drive or whatever you're doing.
No, I was fucking with her hard drive because you don't know how to do maintenance on her, and sometimes she fucks up, so you have to go in there and reset it.
Yeah. Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
It's really your hard drive. Dude, I'm literally telling you the extent of my knowledge. I went into that room. It's cold as fuck, right? So I have to wear special clothing to go in there because you have to keep the temperature low for the fucking hard drives. And then I had to go in there and pull the antimatter reserve out and put the new thing in there because her fucking hard drive hadn't been cleaned for years. And like, I'm just saying it.
I'm not saying that you fucked the shit, but like it definitely sounds like you fucked the shit, bud.
Just fucking end the episode, dude.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad that you guys have been here with us, and I'm glad you guys have been here with us through 25 episodes. Really, really thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you to those day ones who were there.
Oh, yeah, you know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are when you were there, episode 1, season 1. We remember you. We'll always love you. But with that, you never know what anybody's going through, so be kind to everybody. And with that, we'll catch you later.
Uchu, take us out of here.
Ending transmission.